Guys, today I am here with Katrina Wright, or KatBionic, KatBionic.ifbb on Instagram, I think.
Yes, .ifbb pro.
And .ifbb pro. So, Kat is a pro fitness competitor, which is, in my opinion, one of the most impressive bodybuilding categories because it is a mix of more of a traditional women's figure type competition mixed with like a gymnastics floor routine.
Yes.
So you've got to do a mix of bodybuilding and gymnastics. It's really crazy to watch, and if you want to see some amazing human stunts that you're not entirely sure are possible to do, check out Kat on Instagram. She's always posting some really cool stuff. I'm pushing her to get more regular on YouTube too, because it is amazing to see. Now, all that being said, we are here to talk with Kat today a little bit about how she goes about her day-to-day life, how she maintains a level of performance she needs to, I think we've had Olympia predictions or Miss Olympia predictions
That's
for
the goal
2020.
this year. Well, I'm hoping to qualify this year. I want to be on the stage this year. So.
All right, yeah, we'll take it as it comes.
Yeah.
But it being a very physically and emotionally demanding sport, and even more so having to add some of that gymnastics routine in, how do you structure your life so that you can keep yourself going through that?
Structure. Well, with work, that makes it a lot harder just because, like, I'm a personal trainer. So that's probably the biggest, like, obstacle for me is, like, having all my personal training, all my clients, and then, like, you have, like, split days. So clients in the morning, clients in the evening. And then throughout all those gaps is, like, okay, I need to have my cardio. I need to make sure I have my meals prepped. I need to make sure I get to do my weight training, but then also do my gymnastics and my skills. And it's like trying to structure out when I can work on one thing and then the other, because not only do you need to have like this sparkled up routine with like good skills that kind of showcase your abilities, you need to keep up your physique and your build. So it's a balancing act that I'm still working on, like perfecting that, but you just kind of go with it and hope you hit all those points that you need.
Of course. Well, and for you, actually, really interestingly, you coached yourself through winning your pro card and your first pro show.
Yes.
And then after that, kind of figured let somebody else take responsibility for at least the nutritional aspects. Yes. How did you find coaching yourself, and then how do you find having an actual coach compares to that?
So coaching myself, I mean, it was pretty good because, like, I'm always on top of myself as is, just like, okay, today is routines, tomorrow is weights. That part was pretty easy. Like, I did that regardless anyways on a day-to-day basis, like, for my training, but I was like, prep, you want this, go for it. And so it was at least just me with myself setting it up, and I do my thing. But it's like, the accountability, it generally was always there for me, but it was just like, sometimes I get like lost because you get in that prep brain and you're just like, am I on track? What am I doing? So it was great, like, for the first bit, and I'm super proud of myself that I could even do it, but it is so much easier having a coach. Like, just the stress and the load off, like, just makes life a lot easier.
Completely understand that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob if Rob listens to
Rob.
any of these. But yeah, so that's been kind of a really interesting transition watching you through too, because you've gone from well, when we really connected, you had just turned pro and weren't, I don't think, entirely sure whether you were going to compete, and then moving through competitions. It's been really amazing to watch just how well you've managed to do.
Yeah, I guess we've been on, like, I was on a roller coaster when I met you.
I mean, there's still been a roller coaster.
Yeah,
but
it's still there, but
a little finer in terms of the ups and downs, which is kind of always the goal.
Yeah.
And then for you, one of the other parts that comes in a really big way that personally I don't think I see so much traditionally in the bodybuilding world is some of the creativity that goes into creating this essentially like a floor routine for you. And I always laugh because you are probably the person who reminds me most of like Kai Green with how creative you get in your routines, and except obviously you get a little more leeway in terms of pulling some actually like really crazy stunts out too.
Yeah.
How do you go through the process of developing all that?
Fitness. So, like, that is why I just love it so much, is because, like, because I come from a background in aerobic gymnastics where it was like super strict, super regimented, like you had these skills, and they were looking for a certain style of dance, and like I liked dance, and I liked it, but like this, you literally put together whatever you want, amalgamate it into like this piece of art, put it on the stage, right? So like I can put all these skills in, and like if you're having a rough day one day, that's perfect for the sport because like you literally use it, go out, dance, like put these different moves together, literally just throw your body around. You're like, that was so cool, and like you could just put everything into it, create whatever you want, and you get to perform that on stage. So it's, you get to put a lot of yourself into like your piece of work, right? Like you made it, or at least like I like to create my whole thing myself, right? So I get to put everything that I like or showcase how I'm feeling like into a routine, and either like do like my last one was like Unbreakable, right? So I like kind of took a movie theme and then put that in, but like with the monster.
Well, yeah, it was really cool for anybody who hasn't seen any of Kat's routines. This year's, the 2019 routines were all inspired by the Unbreakable, Split, and Glass trilogy.
Yes.
Costumes were incredible. Obviously, the routines were unbelievable. You having that background in aerobic gymnastics, I think, puts you miles and miles ahead, skill-wise, of a lot of competitors. And it's this amazing, frankly, performance to watch in a way where bodybuilding posing isn't always that performance. And then I saw some test makeup for this year, coming years.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
Oh, okay. Yes, we can. So this year, because the new movie came out, and like, I don't know who gave me the idea, but for Halloween, I was the Terminator. I was like, oh my gosh, the new movie's coming out. I was like, this would be perfect. Just go for it. So it's going to be a Terminator routine, and it's going to be
Make sure you check that one out, because that is one you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited to see it all come together.
Super excited.
But so you've got so many moving pieces in putting everything together here. Are there any tools you've used for yourself, or any specific habits, routines that you've found really helpful in terms of keeping yourself going through everything?
Keeping myself going. Just overall mental state. So like, obviously, that is a big part of like motivation, or where you're coming from and where you're going, and like building pieces of just overall you as a person, like going into something, why you're doing it. I found like kind of breaking that down, I guess, is what keeps me going. Is it's like I can be pushed, I can be motivated, but just like you're not always going to be motivated, and you're not always going to have those keys. And so I find it was more like, why am I doing this, and like taking a step back if I need to, and really assessing that, being like, okay, well, like I love it, like it's okay to have off days, and like it's okay not to feel it one day or another, but in the end, if it's something you really want to do, like get up and do it. But it's okay, just not feel it every single day. Good to be human.
Absolutely. Well, and that's something that more or less everybody I brought onto the podcast who is doing really incredible things with their life in one way or another ends up saying, in different terms sometimes, but there's a real massive connection to almost the purpose of why they're doing something.
Yeah.
And I think that ends up playing this huge role in terms of how people make it through those off days where you feel like crap. You don't want to get out of bed, but there's that overarching sense, not just of like, I guess I kind of have to do this, but of like, this is what I want to do. Right? This is my purpose. This is what I love. And so, I think finding that and
finding that
you
in
found
the sport.
that, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, because like that's like where all my passion comes from, is for my routine, right? And like to me, there is no better feeling than like going out on stage and being like, I get to do my routine and like show everybody, and it's like that feeling of just boom, here it is, right? So, and it's like all those days building up, and every piece that you need for prep that you have to do, right, to get there and have it perfect and ready for stage. That's all a part of it. So like kind of disliking it or not getting through it, I mean, you got to take a step back and kind of realize like it's all a part of the sport, right? Some days you might not like it, some days you'll love it, but it's the sport. So
absolutely. Well, and so for somebody who was looking to get into either gymnastics, bodybuilding, competitive sport, because you've been a part of couple
A
different
few,
competitive
yeah.
sports at this point. Coming from a recently crowned pro, any advice for somebody who is looking to get into that or looking to try and better themselves in their sport?
Better yourself in your sport. I mean, keep going. That was one thing that I thought would be an obstacle, is just like, because I went into it kind of on my own and by myself, and I knew of a few people that had competed, and it was something I wanted to try. I figured I'd be like good at it and I'd enjoy it. Is like, if you're already in the sport or you kind of stepping foot into a sport that's like very competitive, it's like follow your gut. First off, like do that. Follow your gut if you really want to do it. Like do it. There will be a lot of things like someone will tell you maybe you shouldn't because of this or that or money, costs, all of everything. Like do it. Just do it. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, right.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I find is like the biggest obstacle for me, like when you're going into something so competitive, is don't doubt yourself. Like do it. Believe in yourself. Work for it and keep going. Especially if you want to take it like a step up. Like you have to be your biggest fan essentially to get there and go for it.
I think that's good advice. And one last one. Looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently? Any mistakes that you thought you made that, like, looking back with what you know now?
Biggest mistakes. I was fairly confident in like all my training leading up. I mean, I've been very like pushy, like with keep going, do this competition, do another one. And eventually your body will say no, as you know, like pieces fall apart or like personal life, anything at all, is to take, like, make sure you take a step back at the times when it's needed, and either let yourself recover or like even just mentally have a break or whatever, because if you don't, it builds up and it's a bigger crash essentially, or like bigger injuries in the end, right? So like really paying attention to that. So that was probably my biggest one.
I feel like that's hugely important. It's something people are not good at.
Yes.
And especially, it's almost worse for the people who are really committed to that purpose, where if you never take your eyes off that goal, you are willing to push through everything up until you can't.
Yeah, up
and
until
you're willing to ignore those warning signs that this is coming.
Those signs that say you need to take a break, right? So
you are not the first person who I've encountered who has tried to do that. More common than you'd think, but yeah, it can be hugely important to just kind of pay attention to, physically or mentally, some of those warning signs popping up that something is going wrong and that you need to look at taking a bit of a step back and either, just letting yourself recover, getting some help in your recovery, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever other ways.
Whatever it is.
And then working from there.
Yeah, I find they're all super, like, pretty much equally important in, like, being able to do anything that you're, like, pursuing, right? Because they all can build up, and that's something, like, I'm so surprised with how far I had gotten in the past with all the injuries that I had and, like, even just the mental stuff going on. And I was like, I really put my body through hell. I probably shouldn't have done that right away.
But now, being better, looking after that moving forward.
I learned.
Was it Muscle and Fitness that is now giving you the prediction for the Olympia title within the next year or two?
Yes, yeah, he said the next year or two. Yeah, it's Muscle and Fitness, the one he had covered at the Tampa Pro. He had done an interview with me afterwards.
So you heard it on Muscle and Fitness first, and now here.
Yeah, now here.
Miss Olympia 2020 or 2021.
Yeah, 2020 or 2021. Let's do that. Those two.
And I think, knowing you and your personality, I'm going to push for some sort of a Jurassic Park themed routine.
Eventually.
I think one of those blow up dino costumes.
I could
I
start.
want to see you run out and do some floor routine in a T-Rex costume.
I have tried.
I think I've actually seen a video of that.
Yes. I tried on one of the blow up dinosaur suits just to see how like mobile it is. Like you can't really do a lot in those, but
I feel like if somebody can complete the entire American Ninja Warrior course in one of those, or I guess you give it a really good run, might not have completed it, but impressively far. I feel like there's some way we can figure out to
Oh,
get
yeah.
you a good routine.
I've seen videos of people do stuff, so it's like, I'll have to try
Just
again.
takes practice.
Yeah, exactly.
So there we go. All right,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on, Kat.
Yeah, no
It's been
problem.
awesome talking to you. And check her out, Instagram, KatBionic.ifbbpro.
Yes.
Do you have a YouTube channel yet?
I do, KatBionic Fitness, but
Start
there'll be...
watching and subscribing so she feels pressured to actually
I
go
make
and do
some
more of it, because it is honestly incredible and you need to see it. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys.